Yo,
Good morning.
good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm
Good
doing
to
good.
hear. It was the weekend.
Sorry?
It was the weekend. Or at the end of the weekend. We saw each other yesterday.
Yeah. Well, I went to the gym, then slept.
Beautiful. What'd you hit?
I did like all upper body.
Beautiful. That's what I have today.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna shift to more general trainings where I was doing like one or two muscles every time.
You're just focusing on those.
Maybe yeah, doing more endurance work and more general.
I give myself like I'll do that for a few weeks and then I'll switch it up to like certain muscle groups and just give your body that shock where it's gotta be different every few weeks.
Yeah.
Can't just like do the same thing. What's up, Jamie?
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing good. How about you guys?
Great, man. Great. Just waiting for a few guys to hop in and then get started. What do you guys got today as far as schedule goes?
You know, that's a good question. I have to check the work phone because I know I have conference calls today, but that's my life every day. So I have to check to see. Today might be a semi-light day for me.
Okay. Sounds good. Have you guys done your breakdowns yet?
Yep, I have EJ. I'm getting ready to send it to you now. It's actually making the move that I was already started to mark up.
Beautiful. Send it over and then we'll we'll break it down.
You can see it's already broke above that area of resistance that was support.
I like this. I like the support being held here, the higher low being held here, where we closed above this resistance up here. We come down, grab liquidity, you know, a little bit deeper back into the range. But now you get this bullish candle close. This bullish candle close. The problem is this candle passed the high right away, and this one doesn't have like a long wick to fill.
Yeah.
Right. And we're in pre-New York. So it's like, you know, is this the opportunity that you want to take today? You know, but you do have a move coming up. Let's see, where's my annotator? Yeah, I agree. You do have this area you may want to be aware of, the previous resistance, but you know, you got the clean move right here, all the way up into this area. So you know, maybe just wait for like a close above that area and press hold support above here, especially because you have all of this that you kind of want to clear out of. So your key area, I would say, is like above here. So just wait for your structure, wait for your setup up here, and just play it safe. It's Monday, pre-New York. You got two trades today that you could take. So just stay patient with it. But great breakdown, a lot of detail. I like it. Very simple.
Thank you.
Of course, man. Quinn, what are you looking at today?
I was live back testing the cells and GJ. I would have closed 50% by now with the 15-minute going back up.
Okay. GJ's a little tricky right now. Wow, Euro. What's going on right now? So we got core durable goods. I'll start. It's 6:36. If anyone misses this, they can go back and watch the recording. So we'll get into the economic calendar, then we'll start reading the charts. Then you guys can do your breakdowns. Quentin, since you didn't have a chart yet, I'll just have you, you know, do a breakdown if you'd like. So looking over here at Monday, what we have, actually this whole week, we have a lot of volume coming in, right? We have a lot of data coming out. So we should have some solid volume breaking out of ranges, nice trending market, hopefully. So we'll see if that's what we get. Keep in mind, it is the end of the month. right? So you do want to take it easy. We're always looking at the course of the week as a trader and also the course of the month. Like how do we do over the course of the month? Can we save our profits? Can we make profits and then keep those profits, right? And moving on into the next month. So, how are you finishing this month? You just got to make sure, like, okay, are we, what kind of trades are we taking? Are we going too crazy right now? I know volume starts to die down around this time, even though you got a lot of data coming out. You just want to be aware of that. But yeah, looking over here at Monday, we have core durable goods coming out today, right? Being announced at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You have pending home sales, right? They're expecting those to actually to rise a little bit. So we'll see what that's at. But that's about it for today. Crude oil inventories, that'll be interesting today for what the U.S. has in stock. But again, you guys don't trade oil, so that's nothing to really pay attention to right now. G7 meetings start today as well, right? So just keep an eye on any of some of these countries saying anything specific as far as they're talking about tightening the oil supply, and also, what's it called? Russia, Ukraine. Those are the two main focuses right now: oil, inflation, and Russia, Ukraine. But here, Jamie, you're gonna want to pay attention to what Lagarde is speaking later on today. See what she has to say about increasing rates or inflation. That could help the euro, but euro, for what it looks like, these currency strength meters, they can only be so detailed or so correct. But right here, it says the euro is extremely strong today. So, maybe that move over there on EJ will be pumping up, and that will be a move for this morning. Looking at Tuesday, Lagarde is speaking again during the London session. Day 3 of G7 meetings are coming out. Then you got good trades balance, prelim wholesale inventories, HPI. You have consumer confidence coming out, Richmond Manufacturing Index of Virginia. And then moving into the Asian session, you have retail sales coming out of Great Britain, and then a Reserve Bank of New Zealand statement of intent. Looking at Wednesday, we have a Italian bank holiday, but I would say you can still trade euro. I'm sure there's going to be still some moves. But you got German prelim CPI month over month. You have consumer confidence coming out for the Japanese yen. Mester is going to be speaking as well. OPEC meetings are on Wednesday as well, right after the G7 meetings. You have Lagarde speaking as well, Bailey and Powell all speaking later on Wednesday. So keep an eye on that to see what they're going to be saying. I'm sure they're all talking together. Let me actually see what this is. Due to participate in a Powell discussion titled Policy Panel at the ECB Forum at the Central Bank of Portugal. Yeah, so they're all going to be in Portugal over here talking about policy. Moving into Thursday, we have a current account coming out for Great Britain. We have final GDP quarter to quarter. We have some German data coming out as well, import prices and retail sales. But moving into later on in the morning, you have core PCE coming out, the main indicator for the Fed when it comes to inflation. Like this is the main gauge that they look at. Also getting unemployment claims, personal income, personal spending as well on Thursday. So again, there's a lot of data coming out on Thursday. So should be getting some nice volume. And then moving into Friday, manufacturing PMI coming out for a lot of our countries in Europe, Great Britain. You also have the US later on, ISM manufacturing PMI, and then ISM manufacturing prices as well coming out for the US as well. So that's going to be at 10 a.m. So again, full economic calendar. Should be getting some nice volume this week. Don't go into it thinking like, oh, I'm going to make so much money. I know it's very easy to look at an economic calendar like this and get a little excited. I don't think you guys will, but it's you just want to take every week the same and understand that, like, I'm just looking for my setups and that's it. All right.
Hey, Coach, your mic sounds a little robotic. I don't know if you're coming through your Yeti or the laptop mic, but whatever it is.
It's a good call. Hold on.
All right, let's see.
There you go. Now you sound like yourself.
Better?
Yeah.
Just make sure. Audio settings, microphone, toner. All right, beautiful. So now I sound a lot clearer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. I'm damn, for the recording, it's gonna sound a little messed up, but that's all right. Appreciate you letting me know.
No problem.
My mic yesterday to plug something in. All right, looking at the monthly on GJ, nothing much different, right? Basically the same exact setup. We still have a very strong monthly candle. It looks like this monthly candle may be closing pretty strong, barring any kind of bad data or extremely good data coming out of Great Britain this week. But again, if it's very good data, it'll close even stronger. But right here, it looks like a very healthy monthly candle. Bottom wick formed. We passed the high, retested the previous high over here. And if it closes like this, I could very well see the next one creating a bottom wick, maybe retesting 164 and then continuing up here through 167,500, mirroring some of the moves coming up into these areas. So looking at the weekly now, the weekly last week actually closed bullish as well, right? We closed bullish, kind of like what we're looking at right now on the monthly. You get that weak bearish candle, strong bullish candle, bottom wick, past the high, wick to fill, close strong. This candle has a bottom wick, flipping bullish over here. So can we continue up and fill that wick by the end of the week? Or are we going to just kind of consolidate around here or even start to reject and pass the low of this candle? All right, looking at the daily now. Now it gets a little bit clearer. We have our high right up here around 168,500. Right, price created that high up there. Ended up rejecting. Just move that like that. Now what we ended up doing last week was printing this lower high. Right, we've been bullish. Been very bullish over here, printing higher lows and higher highs, but now we're not printing a higher high. Now we kind of stalled out a little bit, but what we did do is come down to 165 600 over here. What is this level? I don't know why I marked that off. Give me 1 second. It's definitely significant. Yeah, you got that previous support and resistance. So where are we at right now? We could delete that for now. But what we could be doing is just holding that support in here. So what I could do is just kind of extend that to the left. So now what we got is another higher low being formed, but can we retest that area, or are we starting to exhaust up here and we don't have enough fundamentals to push us out of this resistance? Unless we do this week, right? Unless we get really good fundamentals and we continue to push over here. But what we did do is get a very strong bullish candle over here, closing bullish. This candle created a higher low and passed the high of the previous candle. But right now, the candle is kind of weak. So we got to see what's going on in this area and what we're currently rejecting. I see these wicks over here to the left. That wick right there, price obviously bouncing off that level, but all these wicks in this whole area right here keep getting rejected. So we'll see what it looks like on the 4 hour. All right, 4 hour now. Now what we can do is just adjust this down here. All right, we do have another higher low being formed right there, but what we're looking at is current price action. This whole area right here, we keep rejecting this price action to the left. Resistance, resistance, resistance right here, support, and then previous resistance over here to the left. But what we're doing here, as you can see, let me just adjust this. What we're doing is holding this support, right? Printing a higher low over here, strong bullish candle close over here. Are we kind of like rejecting this area? If you look right here, we closed above that resistance right here. Are we coming down to retest that hold support and then continue to push through here? But again, this is that main level. Excuse me. Wow. All right, so let's see, how can we adjust these? It looks a little bit more like it. Okay, so we have this area, this whole range right here. There's a bunch of price action below that range, right? But there's a lot of rejections of that area too. There's a lot of support being held in that area too. Right here, right? Ended up breaking below last week, but now we're right back above and ended up closing a very strong bullish candle over here. But now we're coming right back into the range, right? Everything is kind of sideways, but we are printing higher lows over here. That's why it's hard for me to sell anything right now, right? We ended up getting this rejection, almost like a fake out over here. Strong bearish candles, but now this candle is kind of like holding a support, right? And a potential higher low. So looking at the 30-minute now. Hold on. Looking at the 30-minute now. Again, you see these higher lows being held. So you see that bullish pressure over here. And you just see these higher lows being formed over here as well. Possible higher low. Could we continue through here? So again, like we always like to do, we always like to break it down all the way down to like the 30-minute, the 15-minute, and then go back to the higher time frames to see what we're looking at again. So again, these candles, we are holding support here on the daily, but we're starting to weaken up here, right? We keep rejecting this level over here. But again, the daily candles are bullish. But are we going to exhaust right here and continue down and retest these lows? Weekly looks healthy for bulls. We just need to break above that area. Let's see. Yeah. So I just adjusted that previous support again. Obviously, you got all these rejections inside of here. Nice, Quentin. That makes sense too. You got a little trend right here. The price could be bouncing off of and holding a support. But regardless of this, I think like what I was about to say was I would rather wait for probably a close above that area. Let me just look at the 30-minute again. I mean, you do have about 40 pips up here to retest these highs. But again, you have all these rejections here to the left. Let's see.
The only thing I don't like for buys is this being a fake out and how the 2 hour is going to close. If you look at the 2 hour time frame.
Fake out. 2 hour time frame. Yeah, so we got some indecision in the 2 hour. Right, we passed the low of that candle right now. But again, like I like this trend line. We could be retesting this area, holding support in here, grabbing liquidity, and then continuing up to fill that wick.
Yeah.
But we got about 10 minutes left for the 1 hour to close. So we'll see how this 1 hour closes here. Do we close bullish? Do we flip bearish? Right? Multiple different things that could happen, but I think safe buys are going to be above here. 166,500. Good job sharing your thoughts, Quentin. So I think we got safe buys up to that level or above that level into here. Our most recent resistance, which is right here, but also a very significant area that we rejected multiple times. So you can even draw that like that, but we're not going to do that. So you got about 40 pips in here that you'll be able to take advantage of. But we'll see again how this 1 hour candle closes, and we'll see if we could take price up if that's the case. But again, I don't think we have safe sells on GJ. Really until we break like 164,500 right down here. Yeah. Again, very choppy. When it gets very hard to break down like that, again, it's probably in a range, right? You probably got a mess to the left. That's why it's so hard to break down. But again, I do like these higher lows or holding support here, higher lows right here, strong bullish candles closing. Can we hold support in here and continue up? I could see it, but again, this lower high, right, is a problem because that tells us that we're starting to exhaust up here. Think of US 30, right, in the all-time highs that we were at and how we started to reject that all-time high resistance. Yeah, if we go over to US 30 real quick, looking at the weekly and the monthly, you see how we like reached this high up here and then we started to exhaust. You started to see like this candle closing below this support right here, us coming up into this area and holding a resistance. So holding a lower high, holding a lower high. And then all of a sudden you just see price just continuing down from here, right? So that's something to keep in mind for GJ over here. Once you have the stalling, over here, where are we? 4 hour. You see that we retested the previous high, right? And now we're getting this lower high. So are we starting to stall around this area? Again, I mean, based on the weekly and the monthly, like I think we could continue up. We need some strong fundamentals to break us out of 168. But once we do that, sky's the limit. We got clean moves all the way to the left. Let's see our next area of interest over here. Looking at that previous support. There's something in here. I mean, you do once you do break 168 over here, you have prices down here right now. Once you break 168, you have this whole clean move coming up into this area right over here. But I'm looking at this area as a possible rejection point. Get that previous support over here. Price rejected that area multiple times. Again, you do have that clean move to the left all the way up into 174,900, but maybe even 175. But right here, you may want to, keep an eye on for any kind of rejection up here. I think this whole area right here, to be honest with you, right? Previous support over here, price just keeps bouncing into it. So I can see us rejecting that area, but we'll just take that off right now. We don't need it until we get over into that area. Welcome back, Paul.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm amazing. How are you?
Good to hear, man. Good to hear. We're just doing some breakdowns over here. GJ kind of looks like a mess. I think safe buys are going to be above this 166,500 level. Are you looking at anything right now?
The 4 hour previous is bullish, so I'm looking for buys. But though I'm looking for a break above this 1 hour resistance, 165, 435.
65, 435.
I think you just said 165, 500, so pretty much the same thing. If that's what you said.
For safe sells?
Buys.
Oh, for buy. Oh, well, 165, 500's down here. So you're saying take buys from down there?
Once we close above that 1 hour level, let me see if it changed since.
166.
Yeah, so if we can get above 166, 257. I kind of like buys there.
Okay, so once we break this resistance here.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're taking price into your next target?
Yep, which is 167, 205 area, that resistance. That previous lower high up there.
Up here?
Yep, right there.
Okay. All right, awesome.
I mean, even a good bullish hourly close. I'd take buys there too as well.
Okay. Yeah, no, I was looking at this too. You may want to wait for a close above this level because we could very well end up rejecting this. Safe buys obviously are going to be above 500 up here. right? You got a clean move up into this area, about 40 pips. But the 4 hour again is bearish, but the previous one is extremely bullish, right? And we're printing higher lows. So I could very well see us flipping bullish and continuing up, but we just got to pay attention to how we close here in 3 minutes, what the 30-minute ends up doing, right? Do we end up holding this support? Again, you got a big risk right here of price possibly rejecting this area, but we are retesting this trend that Quentin was pointing out over here. We created this high, holding support here, a higher low. Could we possibly continue up here, or is it better to just wait for us to break this area? Guys, if you could just talk amongst yourselves for a quick second, I'll be right back.
What's up, Jamie?
Good morning.
What was that?
That was me tormenting you. Welcome back, brother. Welcome back.
Thank you.
How are we doing this morning?
Good. I like GJ. I like that previous 4 hour because we changed structure
Mm-hmm.
on the 4 hour. So I'm thinking we're going to be moving up nice.
Well, you know me, I'm doing my stock in the VJ. So we have a beautiful bullish candle. Actually, we've been moving up for the last 12 hours. So if this current 4 hour candle closes I anticipate it's going to close bullish and remain above this area of resistance that it's on right now at 142, call it 143. Then I expect the next 4 hour candle to create a nice bottom wick and then continue to move up. So, but if you look at the 1 hour on it, we got a huge 1 hour bullish engulfing on it right now. She's backing down a little bit, creating a nice top wick. So we'll see. We shall see. I'm doing a live back test on the 30-minute entry on that one that I would have taken, seeing how it would play out if I had taken it immediately. But the thing about it is when I looked at it, it was right as I was doing my markup, and I try not to take anything I see immediately because I just haven't put enough analysis in it. I read the charts enough, so.
Makes sense.
But let's see how she does.
Might have to do like the testing trade. I forgot what we call it.
The live back test?
Yeah, because my when I put my money back in my account from the wedding, it's still not available yet, so I can't send it to my account yet. Gotta wait for it to be available to send.
And yeah, that whole pending blah 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 nonsense.
Yeah.
The uppers. Yep, we'll just live back and just put your short position or your long position on it and let it run. Let's see what it does.
As soon as this 15 minutes starts changing or breaking this bearish structure, start looking for buys.
Mm-hmm. All right, there we go.
All right, sorry about that, guys. All right, so we just got the 30-minute bullish close and the 1 hour close. The 1 hour did flip bearish and close like a doji bearish candle. Is this candle creating a higher low and flipping bullish to continue up? Again, you need candles to close in your direction here. You do have a wick to fill, but this candle is pretty weak, and this candle passed the low right away. Could it have been grabbing liquidity? Possibly. But again, like this just shows, again, the safer buys might even be above 166,200 over here to continue up. All right, so just keep that in mind right now. I think we're good on GJ. We're just going to wait and see what happens. I'll break down gold, and then we'll start to get into your breakdowns. So looking at gold, again, monthly, very similar. I believe last week we were below 1830 over here. Now we are doji. We're sitting right above 1830 right now. So looking at the weekly ended up closing bearish, right? But we never ended up filling this wick. Not yet, at least, right? We very well still could. This candle doesn't have a bottom wick yet. So right now we have this support. We have this wick that we could possibly fill. Looking at some of our levels, we are bouncing off of this level over here to the left. You have a previous resistance over here that we're holding right now after bouncing off 2000. We create this low, we come up to retest it, and then we're possibly continuing down to retest these areas. We have this area right here. Make it a zone. We will we'll be able to see it better on the daily, but we have that level, and we also have like this 1800 level somewhere around this area that we're probably going to be coming down into, as long as we get respect the high of the previous weekly candle. So this is that level I just marked off here. You got that previous support resistance, and then we bounce off this level really hard the last few times we tapped into it. So right over here just shows that you know, that's correct, that we're bouncing off this level. We come up to this resistance, we hold resistance. What do we do the past 2 weeks? We end up consolidating after tapping into this resistance over here, rejecting it 3 times. We break below, creating this low down here, respecting this support, right? Then we come right back into this area, right back into that range to retest it, and then we continue right back down. But right now, it looks like we're forming some kind of a higher low right over here. So what's actually happening? Are we going to be able to reject this whole area right here and hold that as a resistance to continue down? Or are we going to break above that area and continue back up and continue to range over here? So right now, I'm just going to mark off our support here. We do have that support right there, but we have a resistance right here. Maybe we can mark it off on some of the lower time frames right now. This is all just a big range. Just keep that in mind. Big range. We have a support right down here that we are currently respecting. Oh. A little messy, but you have that support. We've been putting lower highs over here. Could we be getting another lower high? Trying to see if we have any valid trends here. Would you look at that? So since 2000 was tapped, we printed this low, lower highs, lower lows coming down here to hold this low. We consolidate all the way over to this area right over here, where we then bounce off this trend, this resistance for the 3rd time, and the trend line, making this a very key area right here, right? So now what we have is price kind of like reacting to this area again. We bounce off that trend line with this wick, and then right now we could possibly be holding that resistance as well and continuing down over here and putting like a key area and put you know, continuing right back down, breaking that support, continuing back down to 1807. But let's see what we look like in this area, and what are we doing here in the lower time frames. This is only the 4 hour. Sorry, I gotta sneeze. Ah, it's the worst. But when you can sneeze, it's the best. So anyway, from this support 1822 holding, we've been putting higher lows, right? Higher highs coming into these areas at the time, but now in the overall structures trend, we're now putting a lower high over here. But what we have is a range. Right? We have a range right here between our two areas. So what we need is for support to be broken right here. And price could be taken down into the 1830 level. But if you're looking at strictly candles, get that previous resistance and support right here that you could mirror, taking price back down to 1830. We keep rejecting this area. This could be that key area that we talk about. So let's see if that's this is what we're going to be getting. I like this setup over here. I'm not going to take this, but the bearish close, the doji, this candle creates a top wick and passes the low of these candles over here. I can see us tapping into the support. Yeah, 30-minute. We're printing very weak bullish candles over here. This candle creates a very small top wick past the low over here, and we possibly continue down. But I'm really looking for a break and retest of our level right here for safe sells. Everyone else agree? We're looking for buys over here. You had safe buys above 1840. Just wait for the retest right here. All right, so sells. Looking for something like this. Buys, looking for a retest right here and taking price out. That's simple. Stay out of here. All right. But again, this is one of those things where like you're predicting where price could possibly go, and you're predicting like a live back test coming down here. The only problem is you have this previous resistance here that price keeps rejecting, and then we keep rejecting over here. So can we push through that area? Would you rather wait for a close below that area before continuing down? Looks like we're pushing now, but yeah, again, this is a range maybe you want to just stay out of. Because again, where's your stop loss going to be? Like right here, that'd be risky on gold. We could very well snap it back. Stop loss would have to be like somewhere up here, right? But then at the same time, like you're just looking for the 1-to-1 within this little range. Best to just stay out of that on one day. All right, we all clear for gold?
Yep.
Daily is bullish. But again, 4-hour is bearish. So maybe we need like a 4-hour close over here in the next 2 hours to see like if we close bearish, the next one creates a top wick, past the low, and then all of a sudden late New York, like 9:30, 10, 11 a.m., you get this push down, right? And that's sometimes you always got to wait for that bio break. All right. So would anybody like to break down the chart?
I'll go. Okay.
I'm sorry, who was that?
I said I'll go.
Okay. All right. What chart would you like to break down?
GJ, sir.
Okay. Have you done this with us yet?
No.
Okay. So what you'll do is you'll break down. I mean, we just did GJ. So do you want to do like a different one or? No, actually, if you want to do GJ, we'll do GJ. So what you'll do is what's up?
So I just don't look at anything else, so I wouldn't know its little nuances and whatnot.
Okay. So what we do is you'll annotate and draw your horizontal lines wherever you zones wherever you'd like them, and then we'll go from there. And then I'll draw them for you. So like you'll do something like this, like you want it right there, and then I'll come in and I'll just draw it right there for you. Make sense?
Yep. So for the weekly and the daily, the weekly, I just have a horizontal line on the previous weekly low, so I know where that's at.
Okay.
Change the color. And then I have one just on top. So that's my kind of target for the week.
Okay. 167,500. Let's see, 164. Okay. Beautiful.
That's it for the weekly. And obviously my view is we're going up. So looking for buys daily. Top line is the same that you have there. That's it for the daily. 4 hour. And then I just have my,
Hold on 1 second.
yep.
Okay.
I have a line on the previous 4 hour.
Just a horizontal line.
Yep, just on the low there. And then, so what I'm looking at is kind of the, what's this? So we had our structure was like coming down. And now this guy closed above, breaking it in my opinion. So now this is the bottom wick. We'll flip, push that, and that's my target if it does what I want on the smaller time frame. So then I'm planning that through the 1 hour, 30 minute, and 15. So 1 hour. So the 1 hour didn't close bearish on the last close. So waiting for that as well as on the 30 minute. I think the 30 minute closed bullish. And go with 30, please. Yep, so 30 closed kind of weak bullish with a long wick. So then the 15 minute, what I'm waiting for to actually enter is the structure to change, because the structure on the 30 minute and the 1 hour is clean candles going up, coming down. So like we had a range here, but we know the higher time frame is bullish. So this created my target up here, pull back, and like I said, 30 minute and 1 hour have clean candles coming back, so it looks nicer like that. But the 15 minute has this bearish structure, because we've got a little range there, change structure. So now I'm just looking for a change of structure here on the 15. Close above that previous bearish candle, and then that for buys.
Okay.
Is my plan.
And then these are the only zones you're marking off?
I have targets marked out, so I have a target here. That'll be my break-even point once we get into that level. And then my next area of interest is my 4 hour level at 167,205, which I believe we marked. Unless I
Marked something off up here. It must have been
it'll be on the 4 hour, because you have my daily.
it's the 4 hour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's right there. Yep. So that's my like runner target. If it hits that, then I'll just leave the tiniest position left to kind of run for the week as it goes or doesn't.
Okay.
So that's what I'm looking
Ah.
for.
All right. Makes sense.
Hopefully.
It's a very minimalistic approach. That's what you were saying on our Zoom, like the simple.
Yep.
As long as you could stick to your rules with this, as far as like criteria of entering, that's good, you know. But like if not, it gets very hard for you not to for you to miss zones. I feel like when you're breaking it down like this, like it could hurt you as far as like missing a lot of areas to the left, not having it marked off. Like just having a few horizontal lines here and just this being your target, like you have a support that's trying to form right here.
Yep.
Right. So would you mark this off at all, or would you?
I wouldn't put anything there, but I'm not looking to take any sells. So not having something there makes me not worry about it, because I'm not going to do anything there. I'm only putting stuff where I'm going to take an entry or an area I need to be concerned of, like a target or something. But there is definitely a support there. But if it breaks it and goes down, it doesn't matter to me. So I don't want to.
Okay.
Just not having anything there makes it easier to. There's nothing for me to do there because I don't have anything there, you know.
Sure.
But yeah, I do see the level there and the range to the left, but because we pushed up and made a high in London, I'm kind of favoring the more recent information over that.
Yeah. Yeah, and listen, there's no right or way wrong to break down a trade. It's basically how you see the market. So I'm just trying to understand the way you guys look in the market. That's all. I'm trying to figure, how this would work for you. But if this is how you look at the market, then by all means.
I'm open to what's the word? The critical feedback. That's not the right word.
Yeah, no, you've always been, which is good. That's how you get better. Just always and honestly, like wanting that is how you get better. That's where all the grades come from. Like they want to ask multiple questions of like, why is price doing this, or how could I do this? How could I capitalize on that? If you listen to the conversations between Kobe and Michael Jordan, always Kobe's just like picking his brain, calling him at 2-3 in the morning because he's got something on his mind about like what went on during a game. It's like always asking questions like that and being open to critique. You're gonna get better. If you're not open to critique, you can only reach a certain level.
So do you have any critique for this in terms of what you think could make it better? Or
if this is how you look at the market and it keeps you from making trades and ranges and stuff like that, by all means. But like I think you saw, I don't know how far back we could go. Here we go. Awesome. So we could go right back to the way I have this broken down. Now, what's up?
I was saying that's neat that you can just rewind and you get all your stuff back.
Yeah, right. It does look a little messy over here, but what I do see is just like the support being held, right? We have a lower high right here, right? We keep rejecting this resistance up here. So we don't have enough fundamentals to break us through that right now. Not yet, at least. But what we did do is we came right back down to this support, and now we're holding a support in this area. You can see it clear on the 4-hour. You have this 4-hour support right here that since, bouncing off this level, bouncing off 160 over here, right? We've been holding this support and printing higher lows. Right now, we're still respecting this support over here. Respecting this support, right? We never broke below it to continue down. We held support, created this high, come down and print another higher low over here. And then we get this very bullish price action with a strong bullish candle and a candle to fill the wick with a wick to fill up here and continue up, right? So we ended up closing above that resistance on the 4-hour with a wick to fill. Are we coming down to retest that area and possibly continue up from here?
I was saying, does that have significance to you?
What does?
That the previous 4-hour, would you say that candle changed structure?
Right here?
Nope, the damn coffee, that bullish. Yep. Would you say that one changed the bear structure on the 4-hour?
Yeah, just about. I would say, just because, like, again, you have, if you just trace the price action, you have the high being created up here. We create this low, come right back up to retest, print another lower low from here, right? But we end up supporting or holding this support here. Then we come up, tap into that area, and we fail to create a new low. We never create a new low. We ended up just stalling over here and holding this support, right? But we had this like resistance right here, right? That price ended up holding. We rejected multiple times and ranged in this area in the lower time frames, but these were the candle body closes over here that price ended up rejecting, right? So now you get a very strong bullish candle close above that area, clearly above that area, not like right here, you close up here with a wick to fill, right? So now that tells me that, we're no longer printing lower highs here, right? We could be changing structure, especially if we hold support here and then start to continue up. That makes sense?
Yep. So that candle is fairly So me thinking it is significant or seeing it as significant, you agree with?
Oh
kinda?
yeah, 100%. It's a
Okay.
very significant candle. When you get like a higher low formed over here with a wick to fill, and then a very strong candle like that breaking the previous resistance, then there's an opportunity for you to look for possible buys, but they need to be safe buys. Right now, looking at the 1 hour, Quentin actually pointed out this trend line right here. We've been printing these lower highs, right? And then we finally broke structure and closed above this resistance right here, right? With this candle. But we came back down into this range. This whole thing is a range right here. Right? So you'd really wait for or want to wait for this whole area to trade. Maybe even this one might be even better. I'm just waiting for that, and then obviously can take price up into this area as well. But right here, you have 40 pips. Right? But right now, what we're looking at is this trend line, price coming back into this range over here, possibly holding a support and continuing up. But for any kind of sells, I really wouldn't want to take any kind of sells anywhere in here, and probably just wait for sells over here, taking price back down at 164, and can obviously fill this wick over here to the left and continue down.
Does that break the weekly low?
What is this? 100 pip winning trade?
Oh yeah, those two.
Joking. Wait, Quinn, what, what were you saying?
He was busting my chops because I asked him, what did I miss?
Oh,
Yeah,
I see. Nice.
we actually are retired now, Jamie. So you kind of,
We're actually done for the week.
yeah, you kind of botched that one.
No limit
Listen,
sessions for the rest of the week.
if you bought Bitcoin, then you're going back to work. So don't worry about it.
There you go. All right. So so
Does your
that makes sense.
Yep. Does your sells that you were just talking about, does that break the 164? Does that break the weekly low?
Weekly though.
I think I have it. Pre-weekly low.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that pretty much does 164, 500 area is weekly low. I think that's what you marked up.
Yeah. So if we break this support, we're breaking the weekly low.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's so much cleaner down there too with and the if you look at the weekly, do your candles show that really long bearish wick?
Can we do that?
Yeah.
Looking at the weekly.
Yeah. So yeah, that big ass wick.
Yep.
Yeah, if we break that previous weekly, that wick looks like it was just created to get filled.
Could get, yeah, it could. The only thing is, like, this is the weekly, and the only way I see this getting filled is extreme strength in the Japanese yen.
So more of a fundamental than a technical.
Yeah, yeah, because I think the main reason GJ is pumping up right now and we've been bullish over here is because of the weakness in the Japanese yen. But the fact that the actual pound is not that strong right now because of inflation and all the other factors against, they get Brexit going on right now again, that they're going back and forth with the EU. A lot of that stuff is forcing GJ, I feel like, to not break this resistance. Like if we had weakness in the yen and strength in the pound, we'd break right through that resistance. But we're not doing it. We're printing a lower high over here, and we're starting to stall out over here. Let's actually look at the yen. Dude, my allergies are terrible. All right, so the yen right now, again, we if you actually look at like the higher time frames, printed this low, but now we're starting to retrace. All right, we're starting to come back into these areas to possibly continue down again. Right now we're ranging, we're kind of holding a support back above this previous support over here. Right, we gapped right back above over here. Actually, no, this price action tapped into that resistance, and now we're starting to reject over here, but we're also holding that support to possibly continue up. So if that's the case, we could get that further pullback on GJ. What's up, Tiff?
Hey, Steph.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right. So right now we're still stalling in this area. All right. So GJ may be a no trade day. Right. We may have to wait for a lot of things before you take anything. We're looking at gold over here, still bearish. All right. We're still below this area that we were talking about. Your best bet is probably waiting for these cells right here. Actually mark that off, save cells. 1830. $34. Beautiful. So that's what I'd probably be looking for over here. And then GJ's breaking below that support right there. So 30 minutes going to close in 2 minutes. Let's see how that 30-minute closes. We have the bearish trend, right, during pre-New York over here, following London, right? Are we going to continue this move over here? Can we get a bearish 30-minute candle close after this candle close, the bullish candle, but deep rejection? You got the wick here to fill. Can this candle close bearish? Next one creates a tile wick past the low of that candle, and we continue back down at 165.700. So we'll see how that closes in 2 minutes. Quentin, Jamie, Tiff, did anyone want to break down the chart?
Oh, now that I'm back, I'll break one down if my my fam doesn't want to break one down.
Okay. Leaving it to the people. Quentin, Tiffany, anybody want to break a chart down for us?
Go ahead, Jamie.
Oh, we just throw me to the wolves. Wait a minute. Wasn't T supposed to break a chart down last week, GU or something like that for us, and then she disappeared on us?
I forget.
Uh-huh. All right, so hang on. I saw Brother Quentin come off mute. Quentin, you want to break it down? If not, I'll take it, brother.
I don't want to take your place.
Bunch of chickens. All right.
I was thinking about how we could choose like paper, like we can't do paper, scissors, whatever.
I'm sorry, Quentin. What'd you say?
How do you call the game where you
Oh, rock, paper,
Rock,
scissors?
paper, scissors.
yeah, rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah. How could we do that right now?
We need some
I'll
sort of a randomizer.
Yeah.
I'll throw a coin for us. You'll just have to trust me. You want heads or tail?
Well, how about we do this? Everyone pick a number between 1 and 50. The closest to the number has to do it.
All right. That's cool.
Quentin, you can go first.
Well, 32.
32. Okay. Jamie.
21.
Okay. Tiffany. Tiff, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear now. Thank you.
Yep. Choose a number between 1 and 50.
1 to 50. That's
1 and 50. A number between those two numbers.
1 and 50, right?
Yes.
That's a wide number. It's a wide range.
It is.
20.
Wow. Okay. Quentin was the closest, and you guys were all pretty close. I chose 28, and Quentin chose 32. So
That's
Quentin,
good.
what pair? See, we closed a weaker bearish candle over here on the 30-minute. Did pass the low, creating lower highs, lower lows, but this candle right now is rejecting this area. All right, we're bullish.
CADJPY.
What is it?
CAD
EAD, CAD?
Yeah, CAD.
Okay.
Oh, you read my mind, brother.
Really?
Yeah,
A random pair for you
literally,
guys
he
to play.
read my mind.
Oh, we are that connected.
All right. Wow, look at that.
Ooh.
The weak Japanese yen. Where you guys pulling these pairs from? You and Jamie both come up with some good pairs.
I don't know. I have a list of many.
Oh, do you?
Just chose from it.
There you go. I like it. All right, let's get started.
Yep. All right. Man, that's bullish.
Oh yeah.
So we're coming up to a strong resistance.
Okay. Perfect.
At that point. And I guess the closest support I would mark would be this one. And
Okay.
yeah, that's the only thing I see to be relevant at that point on the monthly.
Sounds
Anything
good.
else is too
Weekly.
far. So you can adjust the support to down below these bodies.
Good.
Yep. Yeah, perfect. And so at that point with the previous weekly candle, we did make a support right there.
So
That's the nearest support we have. If we break below that support, the target would be the wick fill. So I'm not gonna mark anything else.
sounds good. Keep in mind too, this is the weekly. So like
Yeah.
this wick is obviously a support on the lower time frames.
Yeah.
You know, and that is your resistance. So
Yeah,
we'll
with
see,
the,
like, is that a range? Just a little reminder for you. All right. So daily.
okay, that's fairly clean. We have the resistance here. And well, for the support, we can make it a little clearer, thinner, right there. And oops, well, so we have this now that we can draw as the next support if we break down below. I guess we have a fairly good amount of pips in there.
Yep. Is that it?
Yeah, you can adjust the resistance up there. Well, here.
You like it right here?
Yeah.
I'll just take this out. What you could do is extend that to the left. So you know it's a higher time frame area. Okay.
And yeah, that's okay for the daily.
Wow.
Okay. We have this level that we just kind of broke.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess you can bring it down a little to have it match with these bodies. Yeah,
There you go.
perfect. So yeah, we did close above. So are we gonna pass that previous week here and continue up to this and eventually here?
Okay. So do you want to adjust this anywhere?
Yeah, if that. Yeah, I would make it barely touch the wick here. Perfect.
There you go. Okay. And what do you like about the price action right here?
What do I like?
Yeah, like as far as like, you know, you got the support
Um,
holding right here. Like what do
Yeah,
you
we had this that could be considered as a fake out
Mm.
below this, as we did consolidate a lot in here. So we came back above, held support again here, held another support here, and now broke above this resistance that hopefully turns support to continue up. And this obviously a very bullish trend on the daily, weekly, monthly. So are we gonna come up to at least retest the last high that's been made and eventually go all the way up to here to retest the biggest resistance we have on the monthly?
Makes sense, man. All right. So you got the 1 hour now.
Yeah, so on the 1 hour we can put this more precisely.
This one?
Yeah, so that's the support that's being held right now with the hour candle. We did create that bottom wick past the high, but are now rejecting. So are we gonna close that candle bullish?
Mm.
Because that could have been a trade, a good entry to take as we passed this high, but we did reject after.
I mean, I think you would want to go down to the 30-minute to see
Yeah.
like if that would have been a valid trade.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe. It's a little tricky.
So we have a clean move here
Mm.
that we could have mirrored up to in there.
Yeah, let me see.
But we seem to be rejecting this level right there. So
Yeah, also your pip count. If this is your level, your pip
Yeah.
count is maybe 4 pips right here.
yeah,
Yeah, about 5 pips. Once this candle created a bottom wick and passed the high of that candle, it was about 4 or 5 pips right there. Are you all finished?
well, we have the cells that I didn't cover down into here if we break below this,
Yep.
and eventually even better cells down into here as we have a perfectly clean move
Sure.
in there.
Yes, sir. So would you be taking sells in here or wait for this to break?
I would be taking cells in here
Here? Okay.
Yeah.
All
if I
right.
get a good setup. But buys were looking better on the high time frames, but looking in here, we have lots of consolidations. Because from like if we look from here to here, how many pips do you have?
We have 15.
Yeah,
Definitely a slower pair.
yeah, sure.
All finished?
Yeah.
Awesome. I listen. First of all, I want to commend you for picking just random pairs and challenging yourself, because obviously a lot of these are slower moving or choppy. They're hard to break down. So again, like keep doing that. Even though like sometimes you feel like you're off on a breakdown. Sometimes it's still going to get you better because it forces you to think a little bit more. But if we just erase this, I'll just show you the way I'm looking at this pair right here. Again, monthly is very strong. We're obviously looking at this level right up here. You have the resistance, the wick right over here, and then now price is right sitting in that area. Looking at the weekly right now. Weekly, I wouldn't change much. Then move that there, you get that support, weekly resistance, resistance right here, and now you get that resistance right up there. But looking at the more immediate price action, we've been since May of 2020, or actually March of 2020, very much like COVID, we've been very bullish. This was our tank from COVID. We've just been putting higher lows, higher highs. In right now since February of 2022. Obviously, what happened right over here? This was Russia, Ukraine, right? We ended up holding support here. End of February, we just shot up over here. Higher lows, higher highs. Got another higher low right here. And then obviously that higher high or higher low over here as well. But again, we're probably just going to end up adjusting that. Right now, we have a high created, a retest of this whole area. A bullish candle close on the weekly. This current weekly candle has a bottom wick, now flipping bullish. That's all we see right now. Now looking at the daily, you have the support that we're holding right now. Held it here, and then held it here. But you also have this area. All right, previous resistance and support. Bullish candle close. We're now kind of like sitting in this range up here. So 107, I would say, up here is that significant area. That we want to retest. Current daily candle created a bottom wick. It's now flipping past the previous bullish candle close. The 4 hour right now is holding support over here and also holding a higher low. Right in this area. You have our resistance right up here that we could be retesting. You have some kind of a rejection in this area that it looks like price wants to like break through. Wants to break through this high that was created after retesting and wants to break through and continue up. So let's see. Everything is very bullish right now. Can always adjust these. Not that that really matters right now. But right now we are bullish, right? Let's actually see this. All right, so we've been putting these lower highs, but also higher lows. So we're obviously consolidating in here. There's no real, like right inside of here. Not that this is a no trade range, because there's definitely like moves that we could possibly catch in here. But right here, there's no current trend. Like price is not breaking up over here, printing higher lows, higher highs. We're all just like printing lower highs and higher lows. And you also don't have this move right here just yet. But you get a clean move to the left over here that you could definitely mirror if we break out of this 4 hour range. But now looking at the 1 hour. Can adjust this a little bit. Looking at the 1 hour, we've been ever since tapping off this support and then forming another higher low, right? We've been printing higher lows, which is good. All right, we got our support held, higher low, higher low, higher low, and now another higher low, right? So now what we had was this area retested. Yeah, this is that perfect range right here. Support, rejection in this area, resistance, resistance, and now current support, right? But it looks like we're starting to reject this whole area up here. And we get that resistance right now. So far, it looks like we need to close above that area for price to continue back up. And if we continue up, we could see this area possibly as our next target, but mainly really this area. You just may want to secure it this area. You very well reject. But you got 20 pips to that next area. Yeah, about 21 pips, 30 minute. So 30 minute needs to break out of here. This is all like a mess in here that you need to be aware of. Now, the one thing you were talking about, safe sells, I can see what you're talking about if we close below this level. You got about 22 pips, but you're above all the EMAs, even if you're in this range. So maybe safer sells will be below this area right here, because then you're kind of changing structure. You're breaking below previous supports here and continuing down. That makes sense?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I was thinking that this level we are at is really a major level because we have a lot of consolidations and all that in it. So if we get a close below, sales could be valid.
Which level?
This one.
Okay.
And I was also saying that I would take sales because this is a perfectly clean move to the left. So if we clear these wicks here,
Well, it's pumping up now.
yeah,
Yeah, the only thing is like right in here, it's very choppy. And like we could very well hold a support anywhere in this area, right? We could hold the support right here. We could hold the support like obviously here. You know, we could hold the
we
support
should
right
have like
here.
there should be like 25 pips in there, something.
Yeah, but I believe it's like 22.
20.
Not even, about 60.
Yeah,
Whereas opposed to here, you got about 40.
yeah.
Exactly 40. So just something to keep in mind. But right now we are holding that support, right? Strong bullish candle right here on the 30-minute. Hard rejection, but weak body close. This candle is holding support, higher low, continuing up. But
Yeah, all the other time frames are bullish.
Yeah, safe buys above 105. Great job, man.
Thanks.
Great job. All right. So let's explore our previous pairs over here. Again, GJ still holding that support. GJ could be a no trade day for you. We got about 10 minutes left for the 1 hour to close. So we just got two strong bearish closes. And then last hour, we ended up getting a very weak bearish close. This candle never passed the low of that previous candle, is now flipping bullish. So how is this 1 hour candle going to close here? That's what you got to wait for. Gold still above that support. That live back test would have played out though. All right.
I took buys on GJ. Main buys.
You're in buys right now? Okay. You want to break that down?
Yeah, I can break it down. So the first reason was rejecting that support down there and changing structure on the 15. And then I actually entered when we broke the previous 30-minute high.
Mm.
So we broke all the lows coming near open. And we broke the previous week bearish 30-minute close. It seems like we're holding support and we should go test the high now.
Okay, the only thing is like the fact that this candle passed below that candle and is now flipping bullish creates a lot of indecision on the 30-minute, right? So like not saying you're not going to take buys, but I'd rather wait for this candle to close now to see how it's going to close before I take any buys, right? Maybe the next one creates a higher low bottom wick and then pass the high of that candle, and that would be my entry if I'm going to take that. But like when we pass a low like that and then it flips bullish, I'd rather wait for that candle to close. Make sense?
Yeah, I just see it as that bottom wick. The previous 30-minute, the bullish one, not the most recent previous. We didn't have any sort of bottom wick tap into that rejection down there. We just had a push up, come back, close. So I just kind of see this as the hourly in the 30-minute making a bottom wick to now go test the high. But I see what you're saying. That would be a safer, more confirmed entry.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm expecting volume because we did break the low and the high. I'm expecting it to have some volume, especially near open.
Okay. Yeah.
And
No.
maybe move up quick.
I just want to make sure that like I know it's very easy. Like when you come back from vacation, or you come back from a break or anything like that, it's very easy to want to jump back into a trade.
Mhm.
So I just want to make sure that's not what this kind of a trade is. It's you know, you were more so breaking it down. This is where you see price going.
Yep. Yeah. No. The entry was met, so I took it.
Okay. Love it. So it's now passing the high of that candle right there. See the 1 hour.
1 hour is clean.
So maybe if we get that 1 hour close, like a strong close now, next one could create a bottom wick past the high of it, and then you could take this up. Just keep in mind the 4 hour is still bearish. But are we gonna flip? And if we are gonna flip, do we have enough momentum to flip and then fill that wick and continue up? All right, gold still teetering around. All right, anybody else want to break down a chart?
Sure, you want to do it now? You want to wait for this hourly candle to close on GJ?
We can do that.
Okay.
We can definitely do that.
Let me know when you're ready, if you're ready.
Okay.
I'll try to shoot my shot again.
Shoot. I'm gonna take a step back.
There you go.
All right. So any chart you pick, Steph, I'll go with.
Is there one that you'd like to focus on?
No, erase your gold. Let me see if I can do gold.
You want to do gold?
Yeah.
Okay.
See if my
Move drawings here. All right, so I'm gonna go back to GJ at 8 o'clock, and then we'll obviously check on it. But right now, I'll have Tiffany break this down and see what you're thinking. So Tiff, you know the drill. Just draw that the box, right? Like wherever you want your zone, and then I'll just fill it in. Get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm just setting up the annotate now. All right, so here we go. So currently on the monthly, we appear to be an uptrend overall, but currently we're at a pullback right here. So I can't do it right, sorry. Jesus.
Yeah. Do you see the box though? If you go to draw and then the box to the right, it's the third option for you. See what I'm talking about?
Nope.
It's
So I see arrow.
yeah, there's an arrow.
Oh, here
It's
we
the
go. Here we
third
go.
row.
Yeah, I got it. Sorry.
Beautiful. You're good.
Okay.
You're a great artist, but we're gonna go
Picasso,
boxes
thanks.
today.
All right. So here in this range, we have a failed attempt to beat this high previously. So we're currently in a pullback right here. If you were to go into the weekly time frame.
Okay.
Let's see if I can look at this a little bit.
Gold, by the way, is dropping below that support, so we may be getting that nice close below. All right, so you're looking at a trend line right here. Okay.
All right, so as of right now, this is my area of support right here. Going down.
Okay. How does this trend line look, Tiff?
Yeah, it covers more areas.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
You want to keep it the way you have it, or do you want to change it?
Hold on, let me do it the way I would do it, and then
Yes.
you correct me. The
Yep.
whole thing. Why is this not going? Yeah, trend line. Okay, let me try again. Got to clean this up a little bit. It's like this
Right there?
a little bit tighter, but yeah,
Like that?
going up. Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
All right. Okay, perfect. And then we have one underneath right here. Why am I doing this wrong? Okay, and then smaller.
Smaller. Right here?
Okay, yeah.
This one or up here?
I was gonna say up in between the.
Well, let's go to GJ really quick, and then we'll come back to this.
Okay.
The GJ ended up closing bullish over here. All right. Closing bullish. This candle did pass the high right away. So what do we need right here? We need some kind of a bottom wick formed on this candle instead of passing the high right away. But I do like this close right here. This is nice for us to continue up. But again, you need a bottom wick rejection before taking anything like this. And also, you have a previous resistance here to the left. You only have about 15, 16 pips up to that area. Let me see. Looking at gold right now. Possibly. Sorry guys, give me 1 second. Okay. So I was looking at gold and possibly taking this sell. Obviously we're breaking this down with Tiffany over here. So we're gonna go through that first. But I like this current weekly candle respecting the high of the previous and possibly flipping bearish right this week to continue down and retest these lows. But Tiffany, you could go ahead and we'll get going.
Okay, let me see what's going on with my madness. Let's switch the time frame to the daily.
Yeah, okay.
Let me get a more current trajectory.
Sure.
Can we start all over? Can you just clear my chart?
Sure.
Okay. Start from the daily. I currently know that it's an overall uptrend, and we're just in a pullback from the monthly. So just start from the daily. I'm just going to show you how I typically will mark up a chart and correct me where I'm going wrong and how it's supposed to be done.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Because I'm struggling.
Sure. And this is why we're doing this, because this is how you get better. You figure out what you're having struggles with, and we start to correct them, and you get better. You get more confident in breaking down charts, because this is how you get good.
Okay. So that's that. Now, what I typically do is I typically highlight the daily high and lows, right? So I'll look at this part as my entry right here, somewhere around there. Yeah, like right there, whatever.
What are you marking off?
Like the daily low.
Okay.
Right.
All right, let's see. Right here.
Go down a little bit, but yeah.
That wick.
Yep,
So
right there.
Daily low. Okay.
And then let's do this for my high. Somewhere in between there for my high. Right there for the daily. I don't know if this is right now that I'm looking at it, because we're in the downtrend. Scroll over to my left, please. The other left, if that was the left.
Okay. Want it zoomed in?
And make it bigger. I can't see it. Okay, hold on. Okay, so move it up a little bit. My bottom one, move my daily. I don't know if you can see my cursor right here. Almost.
I can't see your cursor.
There it is. Okay, so this top one, let's move it to the top right here for the daily. Yeah, just move it down. All right, go to the 4 hour. All right, in the 4 hour, we can see that it's respecting a daily low right here. As stated before, we're currently in a pullback, and we could say that price will retest this area right here from the 4 hour, because this appears to be a strong 4 hour resistance. It's been respected as support, as resistance, also as support, resistance, you know, quite a few times all the way over if we look in the past. So I'm looking for price to stop at this point here before, you know, pushing forward again, but we'll see. And if it were to push forward, we have a support area right here.
Okay.
Sorry.
So right here.
Yeah.
Resistance.
Excuse me.
Yeah, this is your resistance.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll be my resistance area.
Okay.
Go down to the 1 hour, please. And that's about it. I don't think I would change anything. We have a resistance right here in this area too. See that it's already being respected.
Okay.
What else? Go down to the 30-minute, please. So what am I doing wrong?
Okay, so great job. Like it's one thing you need to have is like a set plan for every single time that obviously you're going to take a trade, but every time that you're breaking down the chart. So every day I want to do this with your tips so that you get more and more confident, because obviously it seems a little overwhelming, like breaking down the chart if you don't have set thing here. So we'll actually just erase everything. And I'll show you how I'm looking at the chart here. Because again, you got to be like when you're breaking down the chart, the whole point of it is to have a set plan for where you believe price is going to go. So you did a great job that first time marking off our resistance up here, right? So that whole, like, I would say 2000 level is something interesting to you, right? Tiff?
Yeah, it is. Mhm.
Awesome. So then, you have this resistance. Now you have a support down here, right? In that 1680 range, right? Where price keeps tapping in. That's where we had that trouble during COVID over here.
Mhm.
I just grabbed 1-to-1 on gold there. But you have the support, you have the resistance, right? Now, looking over here, if you look, actually, we'll do that in the weekly, but looking at the monthly, what we have is the high being created during COVID, which is up here, ended up rejecting this level, and we continue all the way back down to 1680. We spike up with Israel and Gaza. There was a lot of conflict between that. And then we had great NFP, and we recovered a little bit. Another great NFP numbers, right? Anytime we have great NFP numbers, the dollar is going to strengthen and gold is going to tank. So that's what we got here. That's what we got here. But then we ended up holding support over here, right? You see all the wick rejections, and a lot of times it'll help you, Tiff, if you break down the candle body anatomy and just look at the previous candles and how we have levels that we're rejecting here. So 1750 is a strong support over here that since tapping 2000 over here, we ended up holding this as a support, breaking through, tapping into 2000, rejecting it with this wick, and then flipping bearish and continuing down. We could see that this is a possible area that we could come back to revisit, right? So those are the levels right now on the monthly that we could be paying attention to. We could mark off the monthly candles and wicks and stuff, but we'll do that in the lower time frames. Looking at the weekly now. So we can adjust this. You get that previous resistance, and then support multiple times over here, right? Looking over here, we want to see if we have any kind of like trend, right? That we've been following on the higher time frame. And it looks like from here all the way to here, we've been respecting this trend line, haven't we? Since 2019. Tiffany?
Yeah.
All right, so we're respecting that level right there, bouncing off multiple times over here, holding it as a support. And right now we're starting to meet up with that area. We already bounced off this level as well. Obviously, like support and resistance are the most important. So that's what we're paying attention to first. But just having this trend line in here helps you understand that like we're struggling to break below this area for a reason. So right now, what we're looking at is again that 2000 level that you had marked off. We've been bearish ever since, and we created this low, right? Tapping into this area, this support right over here. All right, so we ended up creating this low down here. Then what did we do? We retraced and ended up closing a very strong bearish weekly candle right over here, forming a nice resistance. Anytime you have a bearish candle following a bullish candle, that's a resistance being formed, no matter what time frame it's on. So
Say that again. Anytime you have
anytime you follow a bullish candle with a bearish candle, that's a resistance. Anytime you follow a bearish candle with a bullish candle, that's a support.
understood.
Right. So right now we're holding this area as a resistance, and it's also a previous resistance as well. So what we have is major bearish impulsive move coming all the way down here, creating this low. We come up, we retrace, right? We retest part of the areas, and we end up holding a resistance, creating a lower high, and now we can continue lower. Again, looking at the candle body anatomy, you have a strong bearish candle close right here with a wick to fill. Next one creates a top wick, flips bearish, closes bearish. This one doesn't have a bottom wick yet. It's now creating a top wick, and it looks like it's possibly flipping bearish to continue right back down to retest at least some of these lows, or even coming back down into that 1800 level or 1790. So now now we have a good idea what the current weekly candle looks like following some bearish weekly candles. Looking at the daily now, the daily, again, understanding the candle body anatomy, you have the low being formed here. We retrace, and we end up consolidating in here. Right below that resistance. This is the resistance that you pointed out before, right? We keep rejecting this area, but what we ended up doing was breaking support here and coming right back down into this area to hold another support. So we obviously know that's a strong level. This is a strong level, and now we're just in a range, right? To make it clear for you, and so it's easy to see, this is all just a higher time frame range. Actually, it's better to use this. All a higher time frame range, right? Very choppy, very difficult to trade in right now. But again, what you can see is this consolidation. Price broke out of it, right? Created this low, held support here. We come right back up into that range to get a deeper pullback, and then we continue down over here. So what is going on with the current candles here? We ended up breaking out of this area right here. Previous support right over here. We broke out of it, came back above, but then we closed back out of it with this candle right here. This candle went to retest it, failed to close back above. This candle created a lower high, flipped bearish, and closed back below that area, retesting this area. So now we create this low here, but we also end up creating a higher low, right? With this candle with no bottom wick, this candle closed bullish, and we're coming up into this area. But could we be retesting this area right here and holding a resistance to continue down to create this low or retest this support? Looking at the 4 hour now it gets harder because, again, on the higher time frames, as I said, we're in a big range, right? This is very difficult to be trading right now. But like if you're a little bit more advanced and this all makes sense to you, what I'm looking at here is since 2000, we've been pretty bearish, right? Since tapping the 2000, lower lows, lower highs, create this low, consolidate over here, and then, tap off this trend line, this key area right here, and we reject it again. And now, since rejecting it and respecting this support, never closing below this support right here, we end up coming back in here and just consolidating. So this is all one big range right here. I'm just going to get rid of this because it's a little messy. And what you could see is price tapping off. We tapped right here with this trend or with this wick. And then now we're creating another lower high over here with this bearish 4-hour candle close if we get it like that, right? But right now, what I see, again, it's tricky, which I could see why you're having issues. You have this support here. That's your nearest support that you could be coming into. Right here, we could be rejecting this area over here as well. I'm not going to mark it off on the 4-hour, but we have this support right here that we could be creating this lower high and coming back into. Looking at the 1-hour now, this is where I feel like you kind of got confused. You stopped a little bit, but again, this takes practice and more experience. What you have here is a key area. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Rectangle. So this is a key area. You got a resistance, you could drag that to the left. And price bouncing off that area. But now where's our nearest support? Our nearest support is right here. Right? So where could we explore? This is the 1-hour, so it's a strong time frame. What we ended up getting was price holding support here, higher low, and a higher low, and a nice support being held right here, right? But once you break that support with a close below like that, you have a clean move right over here back down to this area, right? So what would you want to see right now? You have this low created. I was able to grab this move right here. I was able to grab the 1-to-1, and since like we're on the live stream, like I'm watching you break things down, I didn't want to really like be in the trade right now. And I plus this was the plan for this was an impulse move to push down pretty hard, right? So what I ended up getting was the 1-to-1, which I always look for. Not always secure at 1-to-1, but most of the time, especially on gold, trading in a range like this, I'm going to be securing at 1-to-1. You got to be selective over your trades and the way you manage them. So again, between you breaking this down and this being like a quick impulse entry and us consolidating, I was just looking for that quick 1-to-1, and that was it. So quick 20 pips, that was good. We're now flipping bullish, but that doesn't mean we're in buys. It means that we could be retesting this area, holding another lower high here, right, in this area, and then continuing right back down to our support. All right. And then again, we're not going to marry our sell bias here because we have been putting higher lows over here. Where could we get buys from? I don't want to take any buys until we break 1840 over here, where we could then continue up into this area. We could grab that move. But what I would be waiting for is a retest right here before taking something like this, because then you're breaking out of the trend. Right? You got to retest that trend before taking this thing out. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Of course. So at the end of this breakdown, all you're doing is just saying, I'm staying out of here. And then these are my moves, or these are my ranges at least. Right here and right here. So what you're getting now in the 30-minute, again, nice top wick rejection, right? Price past the low of that candle, continuing down over here. 15-minute is flipping bearish. So it could very well be continuing down over here. So the 5-minute. 5-minute is holding a resistance. Damn, I may want to re-enter this. What time is it? 21. Let's see, what can we do here? Let me use some of the profits I got from that 1-to-1. Yeah, let me take that. Let me see. So basically, right around here where this candle's flipping, it's on the 15-minute, so it's a little risky. but I'm targeting this support over here. I love what the 30-minute looks like. I love what the 1 hour looks like, right? Strong 1 hour candle close below that support. Current strong 1 hour candle right there. If you go back down to the time frames over here, we're just flipping bearish, 15-minute healthy, gonna fill that wick. But the 5-minute is holding a nice resistance there. Here we go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right. So I just closed majority of it. Around 22 pips, let's say. Beautiful. All right, so those are my 2 trades for the day. All right, I took that first one right here, took the nice impulse over here, and then this one over here. But you see how we capitalize on that? We see the key area, we see the trend line, we see the resistance, right? We don't trade anything in here. We wait for price to break out, and we waited for this candle close below this top wick, and then we took the first one, or I took the first one as we passed low over here and got the 1-to-1. Price retraced, 15-minute, respected the high of that candle, flipped bearish, and that's where we took this, right? And plus, you could take trades like this with a clean move to the left like that, but also at a high volume time, like 8, 8:30, 9, 9:30. Like the New York Stock Exchange just, or the New York Foreign Exchange market just opened, right? So now you have a lot of volume pumping in the market. You could take these impulse entries. You could take, candles flipping like that during Asian, 7 o'clock at night. Maybe you're not going to take that.
Okay.
What's up?
No, I was just saying, okay. And it's true because there's just no volume,
Yeah.
during the Asian session.
You guys as traders, you guys are volume traders. You're looking for that volume. You're a scalper. So you want to be able to make as much money as you can in as quick amount of time as you can. So like you're looking for these quick volume pushes to in and out of the market. You're done. 1 or 2 opportunities, you're done. Obviously, there's opportunities for you to take longer entries. Like if you're taking this based on the 30-minute or the 1 hour, you can wait on this a little bit longer. You can let this thing drop a little bit more. But if you take this on the 15-minute, right, you're looking for this candle to flip bearish, and you're looking for that volume to just push us down. Right? There's nothing better than entering a trade and within a minute, price just like drops and like takes your TP or really just like hits your 1-to-1 or your pip count that you wanted, and you're in and out. Those are the best if you're taking trades off the 15-minute. But if you're taking off the 30, the 1 hour, the 4 hour, like the higher the time frame, the longer you're waiting, which is fine. Like that's completely fine. But again, any of those trades in a lower time frame, just you don't want to hold on to that too long. You don't want to just get greedy with it, where like price can, let's say you take it on the 15-minute, it drops in your direction, and it flips bullish again and starts to reverse and everything, and you're just holding on to it. It's just not a good opportunity or not a good area to be in. Stops are break even, by the way. But the main thing I wanted to touch on with this is the breakdown. So Tiff, this makes sense to you? Like how we were able to formulate a plan based on the levels that we broke down?
Yeah. I see why we start from the monthly too. It just made it a lot more clear. I try to start from the daily to condense time, but it just makes me more confused, and I'm not seeing the market as accurately as I should.
There's that, but I think I don't think there's anything wrong with starting with the daily. Like sometimes I do too, especially if I already know what the monthly and the weekly look like. But I feel like once you did the breakdown from the monthly and then we got down to the daily, then you wanted to restart. You started on the daily, and then all of a sudden it got confusing for you.
Yeah.
Right. So again, I want to do this every day. Let's stay consistent with this every day, with you breaking down a chart and you're going to see yourself starting to get better. Jamie, you can attest to this. How much better, Quentin, you as well, how much better do you guys feel after the last 2 weeks of breaking down charts like this?
I feel great, you know, and I'm just trying to remind myself to stay humble with it, though. That's it, you know, but my confidence is increasing.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, that's the biggest challenge in trading. And that's the main thing I focus on is your minds, right? In this group, I want your minds to be cool, calm, and collected at all times in the market and be able to handle your emotions the right way. No matter, like, a lot of you guys trade differently, right? You look at the markets differently. And that's something that I've learned over the course of having a mentorship is like everyone looks at the market different. I can't just have this cookie cutter, like this is exactly what you do. Or this is exactly how you look at the market, and everything else that you're looking at or the way you look at it is wrong. Like that's just that was never my approach, to be honest with you. But at the same time, in the beginning, I was trying to help you guys trade the way I do. But as I got through it, I realized everyone looks at the market differently. I want to focus on your minds and keeping you guys at ease in the market, keeping you guys organized, making sure you have a plan before and after you take a trade, having an exit plan as well, and being able to just stay consistent with 1 to 2 trades a day. And that's it. You guys see me do it every single day. You don't see me over trade or over risk or anything like that. All right, so gold. And another reason I secured this, like 90%, first of all, it's my second trade, but also it's an impulse entry. We got this low created, and take a look at the 4 hour. 4 hour is going to be closing in 30 minutes, right? So at some point, we're going to start forming this bottom wick. It's a nice, strong 4 hour candle. We could very well continue this. Like I was talking about before, this 4 hour candle could close somewhere like that. Next candle could create a top wick and then pass the low and continue down. And that's what I thought our trade of the day was going to be is probably waiting on gold for the 4 hour to close. But we got the opportunity. We had a plan. I waited for this candle to close below that area. I told you guys safe sells below 1834. Get the top wick rejection on the 30-minute and the 1 hour. Pass below that candle, clean move to the left. Boom. Paul, you with us? Paul, you there? All right. So GJ over here ended up holding support, right? Pushing into this level that we talked about, and now it's rejecting. I just want to see if Paul was able to secure. Quinn, I saw you unmute yourself before. Is there something you wanted to say?
No, it was just to answer your question about breaking down charts.
Yeah, talk to me.
Regularly.
How you
And
feeling?
I was just gonna say that every time I do it, I pick up details that I wasn't doing perfectly. Obviously, it's never perfect.
Yeah.
So, and every time I pick up small things that I can improve on.
Yep. Yeah, the two best things you guys could do when it comes to taking advantage of like mentor, or actually 3 is obviously asking for Zooms and always wanting to get on Zooms, asking questions, stuff like that. But the second is breaking down charts on your own and sending the charts into the group. Like, this is what I'm looking at. And then the third, which is probably the best, is breaking down charts one-on-one like this, where you guys break it down and then I do my breakdown right after. You guys learn something new almost every single time. So if you guys just keep doing it, send your charts in the beginning of the stream, right? So I could get an idea of what your personal pairs, what you guys are actually looking at in your pairs. And then you guys could each do a nice breakdown, you know, to see, like, you know, how correct you are. Jamie, I'm going to start with you next tomorrow. Does that sound good?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Jamie goes first tomorrow. But let's get an idea of where we believe price is going to be going on our pairs before we head off here. Right now, again, GJ, we're still kind of rejecting this level right here. right? We have that level right there that we ended up closing above with this candle. Now we're kind of retesting this area right here. And can we hold support there to continue driving up, right? But right now, the 1 hour candle pushed into this previous resistance and rejected, right? So where could we be going here? Like I said, I mean, riskier sells will be below this area. Let's see. Riskier sells would be something like this, but I think safer sells are going to be below our area right here, back down into like 164. Any kind of buys, again, I'm sticking with safe buys above 166 500. All right, we keep rejecting. This is a big range right in here, just not worth trading. It's only a Monday, guys. Don't get antsy. Wait for price to break out of this area, but also even this area as well might be a safer bet for you, so that you could take something up in here. But you guys, your skill, your confidence, and the growing of your account all comes from patience, right? If you guys can wait for what you say you're going to wait for, you're going to do much better in the market. Or you're going to miss some trades? Absolutely. That happens because price takes off without you, without obeying your rules. But your rules are most important. That's what keeps you consistent. It's what keeps your account growing. So looking at gold now, what we ended up getting was this drop over here. Keep in mind the 4 hour is going to be closing at 9 a.m. Right? So can we get a top wick formed over here, some kind of a resistance on the lower time frames, and price continues down? 1 hour, again, nice mirror of that candle, nice impulse entry. We waited for the volume, 8:30, and we took this thing down. Right? So can we somehow form some kind of resistance in here? Can we break below the support and take something in here? The only thing is, if you didn't grab this move and you're getting FOMO and you want to grab something in here, it's going to get a little messy because right now this whole area is a little consolidating. All right, so maybe your best bet now is to wait for a break below 1820, 1821, so that you could take this thing down. I'd say somewhere in here, get a nice move down into 1808 and 1800. Safer sells here. Does that sound good, guys?
Yep.
Yeah, that works.
Beautiful. Do you guys have any questions?
No, sir.
Beautiful. Well, I will see you guys tomorrow bright and early. Sharma and I are going to be doing a breakdown today, fundamentally and technically, and I'll be posting it into the analysis, and then I'll do the Asian breakdown as well for you guys. But if you guys have any questions, if you guys have any trades you're going to take or thinking about taking, send the chart into New York and we'll be talking about it.
Thanks, Steph.
Absolutely, guys. Let's have a great week. All right. Let's stay consistent. Let's keep it to smart trades, no dumb trades. No, don't let your emotions get in the way of anything, and just stay logical all week long and just stack one trade on top of the other trade, 1 to 2 trades a session. That's it. I know I sound like a broken record, but the more I implant this in your mind, the more your paradigm, like your mind is going to start morphing into like, okay, this is the only thing I need to wait for. That's how you get consistent with anything. It's just changing your paradigm and telling yourself something over and over and over and over again, and training your brain to think that way. So if you have any questions on that, look at Bob Proctor about changing paradigms. It'll help. But that's how you want to think in the market. So just train your brain to basically think calmly in the market. All right, guys.
All right.
All right. Have a great day. Okay.
You too, brother.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Good job today.